The infantry rifle could possibly get vaulted. We got the news on that. The brand new floor is lava LTM. We got the news on that too. The helicopter has moved again. Wait, it seriously has moved again? When is it ever going to stop moving? We got the news on that too. But yeah, guys, we have got so many amazing things to talk about in today's video. Update news, a bunch of that stuff. So it's going to be a ton of fun because we're going to go into the details, especially like with a new weapon. We're going to dissect that, the image that we got, the description of it, go into depth and try and figure out exactly how this thing is going to work. Now, real quick before we get into that, guys, reminder, I've begun streaming on Twitch. Recently, we did an open creative games lobby type stream where I got to play a bunch of stuff like Turtle Wars with you guys and just hang out. Also, I do stream over there with a face cam, so if you want to see that, be sure to check out my channel over there. My channel is twitch.tv/TheLlamaSir, or there is a link down below in the description. So be sure to check that out, follow the stream, and also I'll be doing some more creative games tonight. And again, today is March 25th, so tonight I will be hosting some more creative games over there. So be sure to check it out. But yeah, guys, on top of that, be sure to hit that like button down below because I'm still curious. You guys want to see face cam on my videos? So if you do want to see face cam in my videos, I'm planning on testing out a few of them, but I'm curious to see, so be sure to hit that like button down below and also leave a comment down below if you would like to see face cam in these videos. I love to see your guys' feedback, so be sure to do that. But without further ado here, let's jump on into it with the update news we have to talk about because again, we have a lot to go over. As we said in the previous update video that we talked about, next update will be the 8.20 update, meaning it is going to be a fairly large update. We're probably going to see like map changes. Obviously, we have that new thing that got revealed. We're going to be talking a bunch about that coming up here soon. But yeah, and also for that, we're expecting the date to be Tuesday that it'll come out, maybe Wednesday. But again, we talked about that all in the previous video. So let's just jump into it with like one of the things we can expect in that update. And actually, apparently, there's a good chance that a ton of bug fixes could be coming in the 8.20 update. In fact, we actually got a huge list of potential bug fixes for 8.20, and this actually comes from Mr. Popo TFS over on Reddit. He had made a post about this, or actually it was like a comment within a post, but it highlighted a bunch of things that are potential bug fixes, and along with it saying potential, they did say that keep in mind, while we're confident in the majority of these fixes, there's always the potential for a fix to not work as expected or make it into the patch. So keep in mind, again, these are just potentials, so they may not change. And also, I'm not going to be going over all of them. I'm just going to be focusing on what I think are the most important ones, since there's like 30 of them in this list. So yeah, but like the first of which I find, you know, to be one of the more important ones, or at least one of the more common ones, is that bug where like you log into Fortnite and it automatically puts it on fill instead of no fill. It doesn't like remember the option. That's been sort of an annoying bug that's been happening since I believe the beginning of season 8. Well, apparently that is going to be fixed. Again, potentially fixed, but he says specifically fixed a bug that was causing a player's squad fill preference to reset to fill. So I mean, yeah, that seems to be what it's talking about. So yes, I'm excited about that being fixed, and also one of the other things that he mentions, but also actually let's put both of these into the same category since they both have to do with traps. The first of which is that traps now do damage to the baller vehicle first before damaging the driver. I think right now it simply just does damage to the driver, so that's something to be aware of. Also, they fixed an issue causing some traps to be inside of thicker structures, making them hard to see, and that's just something that's going to be nice. If you've ever gotten eliminated by a trap that's like very, very hidden in like the ceiling or something like that, hopefully this will help with that. And then after that, guys, let's talk about the brand new mode that was revealed, because we're going to dive into like the details. As you guys know, when we get some new piece of info like this, where it comes with a screenshot, comes with a description, you know that I like to dive into the details, you know, try and find things that nobody else has found, and also theorize about how exactly it is going to work based off of these clues and stuff that we've been given. And also reminder after this, guys, we also have to talk about how there's a good chance that the infantry rifle could get vaulted or at least nerfed or something like that. So yeah, but first of all, let's jump into it with the brand new game mode that was revealed to us. The floor is lava. So yes, this is specifically an LTM, and no, it is not a part of the LTM creator contest that I believe we talked about in the last video. Again, if you want to see that video, we talked about a bunch of other update news. There will be a link down below in the description, also in the pinned comment down below. So if you missed it, be sure to check it out. There's a lot more update news and things to go over in that video as well. So yeah, but going back to the floor is lava, let's just go ahead and jump into it with the picture and like dissect that before we get into like the description for it, which gives us even more details. So yeah, this picture, you could see it in the news page for Fortnite. If you went into the game, clicked on the news page, this came up and you would have seen like this image. Now there's so much to go over here. This is absolutely like insane because as you can see, the first obvious thing that sticks sticks out to you is that, well, yeah, it's the floor is lava, but there actually seems to be like a full lava animation that's going to take over the map in this game mode. I mean, as you can see, there's obviously lava. They're in tilted towers, judging from this tower over here. I'm not exactly sure like which way this is facing, but they're clearly in tilted. That's the only place that has a building like that. So like, for example, they're up on top of like buildings and tilted and stuff like that, and the lava is rising up from, you know, tilted. However, there's some other interesting things with that as well. Obviously, that leads us to believe, and this also goes hand in hand with the description, which again we'll cover right after this, but that the goal of this game mode is that you're going to need to build up higher and higher to avoid the lava and not fall into it. So there's various exciting things that'll, you know, come from that. I'm really excited to try out this game mode. But again, there's still a couple of other things I want to go over in this picture. The first of which I find pretty interesting, and this could maybe just be for this image. This picture isn't like 100% a gameplay image, since obviously you have some of the characters doing poses that you wouldn't see in like a regular game. I mean, you have one person hanging off of the side of it, so it could be a little bit different than how it is in game. But something I still find interesting is that there are floating like trucks and cars in the lava. There's also some boxes, so I'm thinking maybe possibly objects like that aren't like, you know, buildings or anything like that. It's possible they could float to give you a little bit of an extra option to land on top of or jump on top of. Since there is going to be a ton of lava, you might need some stuff like that to, you know, break up the vast expanses of lava around the map. Also, the other thing that sticks out to me is this tower that they're on, because it seems very odd. It's not like a metal 1x1, it's way too small, so I don't know what exactly this is. Maybe there's like some towers that are placed around the map, again, to give people an opportunity to, you know, build with those. Or again, it could just be for this promotional image, so we don't know for sure yet. I just thought that was pretty odd and something to point out. Oh, and also, before I get, obviously we can't tell as of right now, but it's possible that this lava could act similar to the lava that is at the volcano. You know, the lava that you don't sink into, but you actually bounce off of. So if you do happen to fall onto the lava, it's possible, if it does work similar to the volcano, that you can bounce around and hopefully go over to a building and maybe build on top of that. But again, it's hard to say right now. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it with the description, because that gives us even more details about this. And basically it says the floor is lava LTM. So again, confirming that it is an LTM that we will be able to play. I don't believe they're talking about like a creative map or anything like that, but they say specifically under that, get to high ground or build above the lava that's overtaking the island. So yeah, guys, that is absolutely crazy. And the main thing that sticks out about that is that the lava that's overtaking the island. So again, I would assume that the lava rises from the bottom up. And also, this has been an idea that has gone around for a game mode for a very long time. And the idea that a bunch of people have had is like, you know, a cool game mode where like lava rises up, so you have to keep building to higher points of the map. So maybe that's how the lava works, or maybe it goes in sections, because the other tough thing that you would have to, you know, think about with this game mode is, wouldn't people just land at like the highest points on the map? And I'm talking about like the volcano. You know, Tilted Towers is pretty high up, but especially like Viking Village and also Polar Peak, I believe those are like the highest points on the map. Also some mountains near like Pleasant Park and stuff like that, but not the whole map is the same level. So that would be interesting. Maybe different parts get more lava to make it a little bit more, you know, spread out. I don't know. But yeah, guys, overall this game mode looks like a ton of fun. I am so excited to try it. I'm hoping it comes out tomorrow, but again, we won't know for sure quite yet until they give us an official announcement. But moving on to the next thing here I want to talk about, which is definitely some very interesting and very peculiar news, because this isn't confirmed quite yet, but it's just very, very odd that I had to bring it up, because I have a feeling that it just means something that has to do with the infantry rifle, possibly either getting a buff or just, you know, going full to the vault. It seems to be like a teaser that Fortnite themselves put up for something coming for this weapon, or maybe they're just joking around, recognizing that it is a very tough weapon to use. So it's been one that a lot of people have been wanting to be vaulted or given a buff or something like that, and this might actually point towards that. So basically this comes from the Fortnite game Twitter, and it was within like this little preview video for the Flint Knock pistol, which I know is pretty odd. The video started off normal, just showcasing like the flint-knock pistol a little bit, and then the last like half of it, the guy switches to an infantry rifle, fires at somebody at another building and tilted, and doesn't hit a single shot from what we can see. He goes through the full magazine of 8 shots and doesn't hit a single one. Now you may be thinking, oh, maybe they turned off the damage indicators. Well, that's not true, because moments earlier you could see damage indicators when he used the flint-knock pistol. So with that being said, I find this very odd that they would leave this in unless they were, you know, hinting towards something to do with the infantry rifle. Again, maybe they're just joking around. Maybe they know that this weapon is supposed to be tough to use, and obviously, you know, it comes in like common and uncommon rarity, but it could also mean that they're thinking about giving it a buff to make it better, or maybe they're just going to vault it entirely. But again, I just feel like, why would they include this unless they were hinting at something like that? Again, the guy didn't hit a single shot in this preview. It just seems really odd, don't you guys think? So be sure to leave your comments down below. Do you think this is going to get vaulted? Do you think it's going to get a buff? Whatever it is, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Alright guys, before this next one, obviously we are here in game. Now, why would we be in game? Well, I think you guys know it's that helicopter. It moved again, so we need to cover where it has been moving, that pesky helicopter, man. It's been, you know, trucking around the map. Or I guess, you know, helicoptering around the map? I don't know, but yeah, it's been moving again, and as we talked about in the previous video, we may know, like, where it is going and why it is moving, so now that it's moved again, that sort of helps us, you know, add to that little bit of detail, since this is really important for, like, the Season 8 story. And by the way, I just kind of found it sort of interesting in the playground lobby. You can go up here, which is kind of cool. There's nothing up here, and there's, like, an invisible wall, but that's kind of random. I thought I would show it to you guys. Also, you can go up there, even if you respawn. It lets you slowly glide on down there. It's taking forever. Come on, as you can see, yeah, you can, like, land up here, which is kind of random, but kind of cool. So let's go ahead and jump into the teleporters and go over to where the helicopter is now. So here we go from the Polar Peak rift, but as you may remember, the previous, you know, spot for the helicopter was over by Happy Hamlet, a little bit to the southeast of it. However, it is now over in this general area. I have to kind of remember where exactly it is. That's right, it's right over here, actually pretty close to the submarine. Now, if you go over to here, as you can see, you know, it's pretty normal, pretty normal. Now, as we said in the previous... Oh my goodness, I keep sliding down this. Let me back up, but yeah, as you can see right here, the helicopter is now at this location down here. So it has, you know, still, it's been going around in this clockwise fashion. And as we talked about in the previous video, we thought maybe it was looking at the Vikings village or the new spot over here. That's maybe not the case, but one of the other things we said that it could be looking at is Polar Peak. And as you can see, if you take a look at the telescope again, you know, line it up to where it's looking, it is still looking at Polar Peak. And I believe the previous location was looking at Polar Peak, and those are the two that we are aware of. I hadn't checked before, but I think it's possible that the earlier locations could have also had this telescope focused on Polar Peak, but again, I'm not sure. I just know that the two recent ones obviously are facing over there. So again, that's definitely pretty interesting. What could that then mean? Well, I do think, unfortunately, it gets rid of that possibility that they were focused on the Viking village and that something could happen over there. Again, it's still very weird that Snobby Shores suddenly changed. And actually, with that being said, if you remember, I believe this change to Snobby Shores, where it became like the Viking village thing, was added in 8.10. So since next update is 8.20, maybe we'll see another building change to like a Viking type village building. Obviously, we're gonna have to wait and see, but if something like that does happen, it could have something to do with the story. So we'll have to wait, you know, explore around when that comes up, but it could be a possibility. And then on top of that, if these helicopter people, but if they're focused on Polar Peak, are they focused on the Ice King? Why aren't they focused on the volcano? There's a lot to theorize about there. So if you have an idea, leave a comment down below. Let's see if we can find out like why this helicopter seems to be flying around Polar Peak. Are they going to try to like take over the Ice King? I don't exactly know, but there's a lot to talk about there in terms of like the Season 8 story. So yeah, guys. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more update news videos coming up in the near future. On top of that, you can check out some of my previous videos here, such as on the left, my previous update news video. Be sure to check that out for more stuff. And then on the right, it's going to put up whatever my most recent video is. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.